Welcome to the BBE Report. Bold thoughts, black issues, and educated opinions. A critical examination of culture and society through the eyes of a socially conscious black man. Featuring the reviews, rants, and reports by your host, Brother Ray. Three strikes. Bold, black, and educated, a threat to society. By Anwar L. Counts. As a black man in America, I recognize myself as the most misunderstood, misrepresented, misidentified, and missocially disseminated so-called racial breed of human being on the face of the planet. I'm a threat not because I know it, but because I have a willingness to share the knowledge of it. The universal psychological concept of black is viewed negatively, and to openly embrace blackness is to not accept status quo or to assimilate to a colonial, Eurocentric, white supremacist societal construct. The unwillingness to submit to an oppressive system, coupled with the willingness to express black culture, is the acknowledgement of self-pride and self-worth, laying the foundation to obtain self-knowledge. A self-aware black man is one of America's greatest nightmares and a threat to white superiority wherever it exists. To not be misidentified, I'll acknowledge myself as a social, conscious observer with a critical view of people, society, circumstance, and situation perceived through the optics of logic and reality. As a college-educated black man with love and wisdom myself, I am well aware that the majority of Americans view me as a threat. I'm a threat if, as an intelligent, confident, unapologetic black man, I'm brave and authentic enough to point to the truth of my people's misery, i.e., police brutality. My own people view me as a threat if I'm not willing to assimilate to the constructs of an overly whitewashed, Eurocentric American society, and worse, if I dare to share my conscious thoughts and opinions. I'm a threat if I point out the statistical truth of my people's oppression in this country. It's as if I'm supposed to deny American history and the ramifications of slavery and post-slavery tactics against black and brown people. So often, those who claim to see the psychological residue of slavery that still stains the black community today are the same ones who remain ignorant to the fact, simply don't acknowledge, or flatly deny the counter-psychological effect slavery has on the descendants of slave masters. The syndrome of white privilege isn't simply being born into affluence or the accepting of unearned opportunity, but a reality that pervades American culture with predetermined benefits and leniency allocated to you just for being white. Yet I'm a threat if I project this truth to the seemingly unknowing public. If I wear my culture on my sleeve, know the backstory of my history, embrace the power and greatness of my people while recognizing the centralized systemic genocide, tyranny, and oppression of Africa, Africans, and darker melanated people worldwide, then I'm called a reverse racist. To be pro-black isn't to be anti-white, and the fight against racism doesn't make you a racist yourself. Additionally, considering the atrocities against my people, a person, no matter how enchanted by their blackness, isn't claiming a race. In fact, black refers to skin color, whereas race refers to a people with a common language and national affiliation. As the descendants of slaves who were compiled together from various parts of the African continent, cattle bred in the Americas, and raped of all knowledge of self, restricting my ability to identify my common language and national affiliations of my ancestors, therefore I am unafforded the opportunity to claim a race, which would be my ancestral African tribe. When I connect my African heritage to my current American state, it is with the desire to better know myself by better knowing my native people. My innate thoughts, actions, and emotions is a direct reflection of my ancestors. I excel in the passion and confident expression of myself. Swag. I have a natural gift to move and feel rhythm. Sports, dance. My verbiage is wise and full of parables based from experience. Poetry, hip-hop. I am socially conscious and aware of my state of being while being unafraid to voice the realities of my circumstance. Activism. and I come from a great people who ushered in both humanity and civilization, history. Unfortunately, when I look at the image of me in society's eyes as portrayed by mainstream media, the depiction that I mostly see and hear is a stereotypical thug. Yet I'm criticized for telling young black boys and girls that they are offspring of kings and queens, not just slaves, mammies, and butlers. I'm discouraged from encouraging my people to be as great as their forefathers and mothers. However, the same folk who want me to tone down my blackness will be the first ones to point to the problems in the black community as if they're more abreast to the situation than I am. When I speak to my enemy about the onslaught against my people, he wants to deflect blame while pointing his finger at me for the exact offense that's the result of his onslaught, i.e. the prison system. 6 officers in Baltimore are on trial for the illegal arrest, assault, and negligence amongst other charges, which led to the death of a young black man, Freddie Gray. Out of anger, other young men and women showed their displeasure with so-called rioting. As a result, those young people were considered criminals and thugs for looting, while the policeman who committed murder received no such label. The National Guard was sent in as protection to the downtown white-owned businesses, a CVS included, while black people have been crying for the National Guard's presence for the gun violence in Chicago for years. We're still waiting. American Senate members had to perform a sit-in, hashtag no bill, no break, just so particular parties in the government will listen to the issues on gun violence. Yet, I am fed the negative statistics of predominantly black neighborhoods as if those same statistics aren't the same in all poverty-stricken environments. Am I not supposed to be aware of the fact that after slaves were freed from their captivity, they were never paid for their lives of free labor? Should I not know of the many existing corporations and Fortune 500 companies that were established in the slave trade that have become inherited businesses who market products to my people without any unpaid debts that were incurred as they find their origins in slavery? So of course I'm a threat if I act as a proponent for reparations. Ultimately, I wish to positively influence the culture, environment, condition, and mind state of my people. The promotion of the beauty and greatness and blackness is the extension of my undying love for black folk. So I'll continue to do all I can to encourage, support, teach, and assist in any way for the preservation, liberation, celebration, and progress of my people. As an educated man in America, I know the primary reason I'm a threat is because I'm bold enough to be unapologetically black. Peace and power, family. I truly hope you enjoyed your experience and will be on the lookout for more exclusive content. With that, I bid you adieu. Until the next episode, I'm your host, Brother A. Opening minds all the time, right here on the BBE Report.